Hello everyone. Today our lesson is going to talk about connect each peripheral to its designated port. First we're going to talk about the back of a computer case. The back of a computer case has connection ports that are made to fit specific devices. So as we can see in the picture, we have the back of the computer and it has different ports. What do we mean by ports? The ports are used to connect the devices into the case, like when we connect the printer, mouse, mobile device, keyboard, microphone, speaker, the Ethernet, which is for the internet, the power supply, and the monitor. Some of the ports may be color-coded to help you determine which port is used with a particular device. Like when we have the speaker, the cable of the speaker is colored green. And in the back of the computer, we have a colored port which is green. So we connect the green to the green. This helps us to know which cable to which port is connected. So we have this is the old back computer cases, and this is the new of 2020 computer case. The most basic computer setup usually includes the computer case, monitor, keyboard, and mouse. So these are the main setup for the cables to put inside the case. But you can plug many different types of devices into the extra port on your computer. We said like the speaker, like the Ethernet, we said which is like the internet, the cable of the internet, like the scanner and printer. We have many devices that can be connected to the case to connect through the port found on the back of the case. Like we said, a printer is used to print documents, photos, and anything else that appears on your screen. So, we connect the cable from the printer to the port found on the back of the case, so that we can make an order to the computer to print a specific document we need to print it out. There are many types of printers including inkjet, laser, and photo printers. The difference between the laser and inkjet: the laser printer which prints us any document we need to print, while the inkjet is specific for photos that has many different colors which laser printer doesn't have. Laser printer have also many colors, but inkjet has more than laser. There are even all-in-one printers which can also scan and copy documents at the same time. We all know about the all-in-one printers. Now we will continue to scanners. A scanner allows you to copy a physical image or document and save it to your computer as a digital image. So if we have a document in our hands and we need it to be found on the computer, we just bring a scanner and the cable. From the scanner, we will put it to the specific port to the back of the computer case. So when we make a scan, the photo will be found on the computer. We have also many scanners are included as parts of an all-in-one printer, although you can also buy a separate flatbed or handheld scanners. So, in all-in-one printer, we have also a scanner. So if you want scanner and a printer, we can buy all-in-one printer. But if we need only printer, we can just buy a laser printer. And if you want only scanner, we can buy only a scanner. As we said, the scanner can be flatbed, which looks like this, and the handheld scanners, which we use in the supermarkets when we scan a barcode. This is a handheld scanner because we can hold it by our hands. Now we will continue to speakers and headphones. Speakers and headphones are output devices. which means they send information from the computer to the user, which is you. In this case, they allow you to hear sound and music. So these will be connected to the back of the computer so you can hear which song are you playing in the computer. Depending on the model, they may connect to the audio port or the USB port. Some monitors also have built-in speaker. So, we may have speakers or headphones that may be colored so we can find quickly the port that is related to it. And some monitors, we said that monitors may have built-in speaker. So we don't need to buy any headphones or any speakers to hear the music. Just the monitor will play us the music. Now we are going to continue to how to set up a new printer. If you buy a printer, how to set up it on the computer. First, we need to plug in the computer's power cable and make sure it's turned on. So the first step, we will bring the cable that must be connected from the printer to the power, and we must turn it on. Second, connect the included cable from the printer to the computer. So the other cable, now this is the second cable, it will be connected from the printer to the case. The process will be different if you're using a wireless printer. It may be a wireless printer, not a wired printer. The difference between them, the wired printer must contain a cable, but the wireless printer, it may not contain a cable to connect to the computer. So now we are talking about the wired printer, which contain a cable. So the second cable must be connected from the printer to the back of the computer case. The third step, on your computer, locate the printer settings. If you're using a Windows computer, you'll find these in the control panel. So, we click the bottom left start button to open the start menu. Everyone had the start menu found on the left side on the monitor screen. We type control panel in the search box, or we just can select it from the right side when this box opened when you press the start button. While if you're using Mac computers, you just open the settings and you have print and fax, you can just click on it. But most of us are using Windows operating system. So when we open the control panel, we will find devices and printers. We just select devices and printers, and this what will open. You will have your printer connected found here. Then you click on the printer that it's found and put it run. Then we open the file we want to print. You can print from your web browser simply, or press from the keyboard Ctrl P at the same time. This means Command plus print. A dialog box will appear. Locate and select the new printer from the list, then click print. But what if the printer didn't work and there's nothing found on the printer that it's printed? I will show you some solutions that can help you. The first problem, nothing happens when you try to print. There are several reasons a printer may not work, even if everything is connected properly. First, you want to make sure you've put paper into the correct tray and there's no paper stuck inside the printer. So you will check first the papers. If the printer has paper and nothing is stuck but it still won't print, if the solutions above don't work, Try canceling the print job from the computer and trying again. You just try another time to print, but first you must cancel the first order. While if the printer works, but the text is very light and difficult to read, if this happens, it probably means your printer requires a new ink cartridge to keep working. The instructions manual included with the printer should note what type of cartridge you will need to buy, so every printer has a specific type of cartridge. And you need always to check if the cables are put in correctly. Now, I will show you a small video revision about our lesson.
Every computer has its own set of buttons and ports. In this video, we're going to talk about some of the most common ones, including what they're for and how to recognize them. Some buttons are universal, like the power button. Depending on the type of computer you have, it may be on the front, on the back behind the screen, or even on the inside when you open the lid. The power socket is where you'll connect the power cord. If you have a laptop, you'll have a charging port instead. Most computers provide more than one USB port, so you can plug in any device you might need. Keyboards, printers, and USB drives are all common examples. Some computers even have USB-C ports, which can be used for many different things, not just plugging in devices. Laptops, for instance, often use the format for the charging port. If you have a desktop, you'll use the monitor port to connect the monitor. There are quite a few types of monitor connections, ranging from HDMI to the USB-C style we just mentioned. If you have a laptop, you can connect a separate monitor as long as you have the right equipment. Just look for the display port and plug in the appropriate cable. The Ethernet port lets you connect to the internet if you're not using Wi-Fi. All you need is an Ethernet cable, which you can then connect to your modem or router. If your computer has an audio jack, you can use it to plug in wired headphones or speakers. You may or may not have a disk drive, depending on how old your computer is and who makes it. The disk drive can be used to insert a CD, a DVD, or a Blu-ray disc. If you have ports that look like this, they're for older peripherals like mice, keyboards, and printers. Newer versions of these devices usually connect via USB or wirelessly. And that covers the basics of buttons and ports. Of course, every computer is different, and technology is always changing. To find out what options you have, take a closer look at your computer.